Brisbane on the ground then for this grand final as we take a look at their lineup. And of course, one name stands out. Jonathan Brown has not played since round 10 last season.
Yeah, an amazing player to have back into the side for a big game like tonight. He'll probably start at full forward. Fitness may be one of the concerns for him. He'll be eating bricks just to get out there and be a part of this. He's a premiership medallion winner 3 times over, so he knows what the big games are all about. A couple of players highlighted there. Merritt, who is got a massive job tonight on Brendan Favola. He'll play at fullback. Brendan's the unlikely one. He might get Whitnell, he could get Kennedy. They'll rotate their half forward line, the Blues, and Brendan will just have to pick up who he can. Rowe's got a big job down there to help him out. And Riscatelli, his form so far early on in the season, the NAB Cup pre-season, has been unbelievable, equal to Blake's.
It's Jonathan Brown. One man they could miss tonight is Joel Patfield. He's been a handful so far in the competition.
He has. He's kicked the second most amount of goals for the Brisbane Lions. They will certainly miss him down forward. Someone else has to step up. They've had 17 goal kickers in 3 games though, so they've got plenty of options.
Okay, well tell me about 4 captains. Brisbane have got 5 actually, 4 playing tonight. Johnson starting on the bench.
I had trouble talking to one, let alone 4 of them. So look, I think it just helps spread the workload. It is a pre-season game. They know all about it. So I don't think 4 is all that hard for a side like Brisbane to handle.
I tell you what, it doesn't work on boats.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about now a big welcome to the Carlton Football Club, led by their captain, number 8, Lance Whitnell. Andrew Walker. Jordan Russell. Mark Murphy. Bryce Gibbs. Josh Kennedy. Cade Simpson. Adam Bentic, Kane Ackland, Matthew Lappin, Brad Fisher, Satanta O'Hanapine, Eddie Betts, Adam Hartlett, Nick Stevens, Brendan Favola, Cameron Cloak, Heath Scotland, Jared Waits, Brett Thornton, Ryan Hooverhan, Simon Wiggins, Anthony Kudafidi, Andrew Galazzo.
So Carlton, they won this competition 2 years ago, had a dismal season. No guarantees come with success in the NAB Cup. As we take a look at their lineup, I mentioned Favola, he's the key to this game. Just outstanding last week. But I gather you're a fan of Josh Kennedy.
Oh, big fan of Josh Kennedy. He's a wonderful player. He's only young. We've seen a lot of him at the lower level, but you've got a set of hands, Dennis, that you get very excited about. Thornton's got a really big job. He'll play down back. If he's not manning up on Jonathan Brown, he'll be the 3rd man up. So a really big job down there. And Ackland, the ruckman, he's got a really big job also. Just rucking, he'll be up against Wood and McDonald, who have been in wonderful form. So he has to counteract that with Cloak. Pretty big jobs. Lance Whitnell hasn't had much of it either. Big day for him tonight as captain. Had a few problems off field at the start of the year. Like to see Lance get his hands on it early and start feeding Fev.
Well, just tell me, is Jared Waite the man for Jonathan Brown?
Is it?
Is he?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so, Dennis. I think Halpin will be the man that'll go down there and do that. And if he doesn't, it'll be Thornton.
Okay, so both sides on the ground. It's the grand final in the NAB Cup. A chance for the winner to go on and pocket some real cash later in the season. $1 million bonus if you can win both this one and, of course, the regular season. But first things first, tonight at the Telstra Dome, it's Brisbane and Carlton.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now invite you to stand and join with Kimberly Chen and Harrison Cochrane to sing the Australian National Anthem.
We've got that soil.
seconds.
When you're ready, toss it up, buddy. Good toss. It's all as it is.
So Jonathan Brown goes to the right of screen.
Great job. Enjoy the game.
And it is just great to have him back. Kicked 26 goals in his last 4 matches. It's just the second pre-season match he's actually played in the last 4 years, Jonathan Brown. There's O'Halpin, who might get the job on him.
Plenty of butterflies too with Jonathan Brown still, even though he's an accomplished player and premiership player. First game back after a long spell, you've always got the butterflies.
We welcome our northern viewers to this grand occasion with a big crowd building up at Telstra Dome, with the Carlton up against the Brisbane Lions.
And O'Halpin going straight to Jonathan Brown in the goal square. Brown will start at full forward.
Oh, you are a genius. The umpires tonight, Vazza, Stevic, Ryan and Jeffrey. That puts me in my place, doesn't it? Grand final set to go. NAB Cup. Winner. And there can be only one. A chance at $1 million bonus later in the season if they pull off the double. Good crowd for the pre-season competition.
Eyes up, lads. From the start.
Dexter and Stevens in the foreground. Umpire Jeffrey puts it down. Ackland up very high. Wood tries to knock it wide. Stevens went to ground. Is that holding the ball? No, the umpire will ball it up.
Fev being picked up by Merritt and just taking him out to the forward pocket. He'll work his way back to the square, and that'll be his starting position all night.
Ground looks terrific. Wood knocks it down. Gibbs, interesting manoeuvre.
Thanks. Straight back. Coming straight back, thanks.
Trapped on his shoulder initially.
Be smart about it.
That's good advice. Wood lays it off. Black in splendid form. Adcock now fixed it. Getting darker by the game. That head of hair. This is Harding down towards right half forward. Brown in the action. Didn't fly for it. O'Halpin knocked it away. In trouble. Adcock taken down. In goes Waite. Slaps it wide. Walker running out of space. Houlihan hard against the boundary line. Obliging bounce there for the fixture. Sends it long down towards full forward. Hangs in the air. Scotland got a first on it. Arriving quickly as Sherman snaps and kicks the opening goal.
He is an exceptional player. The way he was able to read that ball, he started at the top of the 50 and he hit that at full speed, and very few people can do that without breaking stride. Hit the ball and just run through and kick a goal. A wonderful play there by Sherman. First blood to Brisbane. What a way to start.
And Sherman kicked 3 goals in the second half against Geelong here last Friday night, and has 6 now for the NAB Cup, so he's the leading goal scorer for the Lions. Favola with 15 for the Blues. Ackland, well done. To Gibbs, looking forward to seeing him play. To full forward. Fisher the target. Pretty good pair of hands. Whitnell, who was so good a couple of years ago in that grand final win. Murphy held up. Russell there. Rowe off the ground. He's angular Rowe. He can find the spot at times and out of play.
Brennan picking up Whitnell, and he'll have to be very tight on Whitnell because he knows where to go. Got a very smart football brain, and he goes where the footy is going. So Brennan have to have jumper contact all the time.
Ackland and Wood. Wood did pretty well. Tyler taken to ground, and now Harding. Still with Harding. Found some space. Clever kick in the end.
Thanks, Andrew. Play on.
Sherman, the goal scorer. To one of a couple of Irishmen on St Patrick's Day, and it's Begley.
Riscatelli inside the centre square. Thinks about going back to Begley, and should have, as it turned out. Betts has been wonderful in the NAB Cup so far. His pace a factor there. Won the free kick. Favola finds it on the wing. Steps Adcock, pulls it down towards half forward. Whitnell dropped the mark, did the hard work against Merritt. Still in trouble. Whitnell lays it off. Murphy running out of space. And the ball is out of bounds despite the claims from Murphy. It was on the full from Copeland.
Great tackle here by Betts. Good pressure from a forward. Dennis will be licking his lips with that early on.
That's Dennis Pagan. Tossed in. Gibbs ran into a dead end. Was taken high, was he? Yes. Bryce Gibbs then gets the free kick.
Just a little bit sloppy there, Harding. Came in over the top. When a player's got his head over the footy, you've got to hold ground. We'll see it here. Gibbs just had to get below his waist.
Turned 18 on Thursday. His parents, Ross and Julie, here tonight. He's a good kick. Distance shouldn't be a problem. This for 6 points. Distance is not a problem. Accuracy is a behind.
A little bit too close to the mark. He had to do a couple of stuttery steps. Otherwise, pretty good connection and a long way through.
Injured his thumb in a practice match this year. Will probably have the brace taken off for round 1. Rowe gets it short. He missed the opening match in Cairns. Not a bad match to miss, as it turned out. It's come back very strongly. Copeland. Stevens. Good build up. Walker from Bentic. And that, not such a good kick. That was a great contest by Favola. Whitnell wanted it short. Bentic went long with Walker.
Super effort here by Fev. Got to get that timing right. Spot on if you hit. Make contact when it's late.
Ackland front spot. Harding. Still Harding. Bentic doing well in tight. Sherman's hands were good. And now the Lions with a chance to try and go forward. That was Stiller. Built it away by O'Halpin. Chance here, Tyler. He's got everything in front of him. Is it coming back? It's looking better. No, not quite. It was awkward, but it wasn't all that far away in the end.
Getting a couple of loose players back, Carlton. So when Brisbane go inside, they have to be smart. They had the whole 50 open at that stage.
Yours, mate.
Scotland. Gibbs from behind outnumbered. Black swooping, goes across the ground. Well-weighted kick. Knotting between 2 Carlton players. Finally an easy mark. You've got to watch him on the mark. He's a long kick. Goes from about 70. O'Halpin drops back. Drops the mark as well. Dropping back is one thing. Couldn't afford to drop the mark. Walker in trouble. McGrath's got him, and he dropped it as well. Holding the ball.
Super tackle.
Thanks, Ash. Back over it, please.
Oh,
Ash,
O'Halpin.
Ash and meter. Thank you. Here it is.
Just hedged, held his ground,
Here's the mark.
and went at the hips.
Not sure
Perfect tackle.
McGrath didn't knock it out, as it turned out, but still,
He had a
he's
prior
got the free
opportunity.
kick. He did.
Stay there.
So McGrath, sharp angle, about 25 metres out. Ashley McGrath from South Fremantle in Western Australia. Stabs at it. Good-looking effort. Just slides across the face. Still a live ball. Sherman
All clear.
slaps it across the line. The offensive player down there. And just watching him moments ago, Justin Sherman is a wonderful player. Good players find time.
Walker from Scotland. Down the line. Fisher at target. And Kennedy at the back. So the Lions with the first goal here from Sherman. Michael Vozzo, Scott Jeffrey, Sean Ryan and Matt Stevigo umpires.
Jump at it! Jump at it!
Ackland and Wood. Ackland getting his hands on a fair bit of it early.
Knock it out now!
Didn't have much of an opportunity, but Houlihan picking up Riscatelli, so he'll be pretty proud to get a free kick off him there.
Brown's first big chance. O'Halpin did well. Stevens going for a 4th pre-season premiership. A couple with Port Adelaide and one with the Blues. Murphy. Bit slow there, Ackland. Stevens did well. Whitnell hovering. Still hovering. Simpson can't quite get a handle on it. Copeland, high, free kick. Tim Watson.
On the shoulder.
You down there, Tim?
Make sure it marks here.
Well, I do. Copeland up towards the wing. Good feet is. Ackland. Betts. Now Russell. Penetrating kick. Favola sets, takes the mark. Well, you're going to pay it, umpire.
What a grab. With plenty of traffic there and up against big bodies too, Den. Fantastic. Whitner was in his way. Rowe was there, so was Merritt. That's a player in very, very good form and plenty of confidence. He'll probably put this one right through the middle. This is the type of player he is. Once he's on song, he can go on runs for weeks and weeks and kick many, many goals and take great marks like that.
Only Jason Dunstall and Wayne Carey have kicked more goals in the pre-season competition. Lining up at his 82nd. Brendan Favola, we're right behind him. Bends it back, gun barrel straight as it turns out.
Well, he's a wonderful player. He's had his fair share of troubles also. But to come out in the pre-season and show this sort of form, he may have turned his footy career around last year, but if he goes again this year, another Coleman medal could seriously be in his cupboard. They won the wooden spoon last year and he was the Coleman medalist. It's a very impressive stat when you finish last and you kick the most goals in the comp.
So one of the major players, Favola with a goal, and another player that Tim Watson picked out, Sherman, with the first goal. So the Blues get back to within a point. Riscatelli has been one of the stars of the NAB Cup. Lappin in trouble, Notting. Now Stiller has to concede to Rowe. Plays a bit like a sweeper. The sweeper was in a bit of strife for a moment. Stiller. So the Lions just trying to get someone loose and free here. Tyler did well. Adcock's hands were terrific. First time we've really seen power. Goes inside their half and finds Brown. So it's the first time Jonathan Brown's had a touch for a long, long time in a match. McGrath on 50, too far out. Stabs it short. Notting, cut off by Lappin. And the Blues are away now.
Woof. Kennedy missed it completely. Brennan at the back. Loves this situation. Two men attracted to him. Copeland. Now Rowe. Jabs it in short. Harding. Stretch. Kicks inside the 50. And the mark is taken by Wood.
Well, Cloak, 2 or 3 metres off him at that stage. He had to make contact with either the arms or the body and was unable to do that. Wood's a very tall young man. Is Kennedy. Got a good set of hands, but on that occasion, his eyes just came up a little bit too early.
Thank you. Mark's here. Here it is, Cameron.
Cameron Wood. Terrific stretch by Harding to mark ahead of him. And then deliver the pass. Wood from 35 metres for 6 points. That's a nice kick.
Good mark. Took it out in front of Cloak. Cloak will be disappointed with that effort, though. Needed to actually either knock the football away or at least make body contact. Just put it out in front. He's a tall lad, as we said. And when you're near on 200 centimetres, your arms are up pretty high. It's almost impossible to knock them away, especially with the hands in the back rule now. You've got to be spot on with all spoiling efforts.
Eyes up again.
It's a bonus for the Lions with Wood's goal, isn't it?
Eyes on the footy.
Played just 8 games in 2 seasons and no goals in the home and away, but one
Chris
tonight.
Johnson, you're free. You're holding him. Easy. No, you're just grabbing a handful of jumper, Mark.
So one of the co-captains who started on the interchange. He's going to be used as a burst player, Johnson, to fall forward. Brown almost brilliantly done. Waite squeezes it. Did well, Waite. Fisher, back to you, Tim.
I think Santero Halpin's going to get a football education tonight. I've just been watching him on Jonathan Brown. Jonathan Brown's moving him all over the forward line. And on a number of occasions, Jonathan Brown's got free, but the players upfield just haven't been able to spot him.
McDonald just laid it down. Koutafidis. Scotland through the centre of the Blues. Merritt should take it. He does.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks, mate.
Just battling a little bit at the moment. Kennedy hasn't read the play well. He went back on that. and needed to come to the kicking player. Merritt read it better and took an uncontested mark.
He missed his first one too, Kennedy, and that's hard, isn't it?
You drop the head and the confidence go down a little bit, but he'll be right. He'll bounce back.
Adcock to McDonald to Notting. He just floats it to full forward. Brown with a push.
I think O'Halpin's done okay. I understand what Timmy's saying. He has got space, but it's okay to get space. You need to get it at the right time when the ball is coming in. So O'Halpin, he's been serviceable so far. Clear push in the back.
No doubting that one. Thornton comes away out of the back pocket. Not 20 the call, you heard it. Walker gave it to Houlihan. Waite's hand pass not very good. Walker comes again. Again gives it to Houlihan. That was better. Found him in space. Goes towards half forward. Kennedy juggled the mark. Well, not quite. Took it to the ground. Fixed it. Bounces off a would-be tackler. This is Johnson. Chris Johnson lays it off. Riscatelli runs beyond the wing. Probing kick inside the forward 50. McGrath used his body well. Found it on the ground. Wonderful balance. Gives it across to Brown. And Brown snaps. Hits the behind post. Still a live ball. Sherman battles two. Went to ground. Could beat two here. No. Can't hold the line. Walker with the assistance of Lappin. Lappin in the back pocket. Under pressure, clears the zone. One fancies it could be coming back pretty quickly. 3-on-1 on the outer side. Cloak beaten by Johnson to Notting. Notting, well, he concedes about 30 metres. Play on's the call. It went backwards. Adcock looking for support. Comes across the ground. Well, the umpire said it went backwards. It seemed slightly forwards. We had a good angle on that one. Betts battles Begley. Say that quickly. Copeland comes away. Kicks down towards the pocket. Lappin goes back with wonderful courage. And he takes the mark in the back pocket.
And I reckon Thornton was talking to him as he did that. Nice hit there by Fev. Wasn't after the ball. It was released, so in play.
Wait. Just with a hook. And it'll be Brennan.
There it is. Jared, there, mate. Stay there.
Dennis Pagan with a New Look Blues assistant coaching group. Brett Ratton, Craig Bradley, Gavin Krasiska, to name a few. Tony Liberatore there as well.
I think the Carlton fans were happy that Brett Ratton came back. They like their old players returning.
Bradley Ratton, there's a nice ring there, isn't there? McDonald was in his back. Close, was play on. Whitnell unfortunate. Adcock. Well, he milked it a bit, Adcock, but it was there.
It's your free kick. No, here. Give it to him, thanks.
Clearances at the moment. Brisbane just getting on top, 6-3.
Stay there.
The Carlton midfielders need to work a little bit harder around the stoppages. You know that Brisbane are going to get their numbers around.
Adcock third in the best and fairest a couple of years ago and had injuries last year. So he's a bonus again this season, as so many of the Lions players will be if they can stand up this year.
The inside 50s.
Thanks, Rob.
As we can see there,
Eyes up, Rob.
10-4.
Up. You got him high there, Bo. Bring it back. You pulled your arm back like that and hit him in the neck.
Well, Bo will probably think he's a bit stiff here. You can see.
Yeah, I think that's there.
Brennan with a little shove.
That's the advantage of playing in the front position, Bruce. You get that front position and he's given away 50 because you didn't get it back.
And a potential 9-pointer here because this takes...
I gave you about 10 seconds to give it back to us. 10 seconds? It's a long time. 10 seconds, I've never seen him. Here it is.
Well, 10 seconds, Dennis.
It's all relative.
It just depends on what's happening in your life. 10 seconds could either be very quick or very slow. But
well, the free kick was there.
Yeah. I think James Brown was buried quicker. That was a pretty long time.
Oh, that's 10 seconds. You've got to be kidding.
Kick 5-7 from set shots last year. This for a 9-pointer to put the Blues in front. Coming back. He's got it. That's a bonus.
Well, they're very quick. The rule is there. You've got to get the ball back straight away, whether it's 5 seconds or 10 seconds. As soon as the umpire says get the ball back, you don't need to hold it up any longer. Your defence has got to be smart enough to get their numbers back to hold up that space. Brennan was just about to be taken off then. And I think Lee Matthews thought better of it and said, no, you stay back on the ground for now.
Interesting start. The margin is 2 points. Blues on top. 16-14. Very straight bounce. Cloaked brilliantly. Stevens comes away, coming off 28 possessions last week. Here's Wiggins just on the ground. Right half forward, sets it high. Fisher from behind. Oh, that was a strong mark.
Great set of hands. He went up and the Brisbane players were caught just in between. And
That's your line. That's your line, mate.
Fisher just had his eyes on the footy. Brennan wasn't quite sure whether he should go back. He went up one-handed. Probably didn't have enough torque from Adcock or Rowe that were beside him and around him.
Dare
And a
I
great
say,
mark.
that's an old-fashioned mark. Move the man in front with your body. Don't worry about the hands. Fisher comes in and gets the goal. 6 points for the Blues.
And a very good finish there. I suggest that Lee Matthews will be trying to take Brennan off. Cloak in the centre, though, was outstanding to Stevens. The combination, they knew exactly where each other were, and the right-handed tap hit Stevens, laces out. That is a beautiful centre clearance to enable Fisher to get a shot deep inside 50.
Hey, watch out, I'm coming straight back, okay? Straight to the footy again, guys. Same as last time.
So the marking forwards proving to be a problem for the Lions, with Fisher a couple, including a super goal. The assist came from Brennan and Favola. McDonald, Stevens, lively already. Begley, Stiller out of play. Tim.
Well, Carlton have been rotating their forwards, and it's really making it difficult for the Brisbane Lions defenders to work out who exactly they're playing. And Fisher's been down there deep in the forward line. Carazzo came on, a replacement for a tall. Ackland's gone in there, Cloak's in there now, and Wiggins is down there too. So Dennis Pagan's really mixing it up.
Ackland got a bit of a shove from McDonald there, no free. Stiller to Johnson, not much room to move here. Begley to Adcock in close quarters to Johnson. Can he burst it? He does, and away. Sherman back to Adcock. They construct it. Goes to Stiller. Awkward. Centre half forward. Hot spot. Punch away was good. Lappin. Walker and the Blues repel. They could sting the Lions here on the burst. Lappin awkward, but he gets it in a hurry. Centre half forward. And Brennan gets it from Begley and back to Notting. And now a chance for Power.
Hasn't seen much of it, Luke Power. Confronted by Russell, just lays it off. Little one from Allen over the top. 60 metres out. This is Harding.
Hold it there.
They're a bit unlucky there, Carlton, because they had Stevens free. They only had to see off to the side, and they would have seen that he had 30 or 40 metres free.
Brown up ahead. Goes in that direction. Didn't get to the contest. Thornton with courage stood his ground. Brisbane, 5 9-pointers in the last 2 weeks. You can forget the 50-metre zone at Cairns. That was more about the Plimsoll line up there than the 50-metre line. Close to the boundary line. This is Houlihan. Kept it alive for Simpson. That's better for Vola. A long way back in defence. Hooks it down towards half forward. Stevens leads back in the race. Copeland lost contact. Stevens still going. Copeland made contact. Over the ball now. The Blues working hard down there, but it's not coming out. Gibbs can't knock it out. The umpire lets them play. Wiggins somehow pinches it. Runs inside the 50 and proceeds with a timely push from Begley to kick it straight out of bounds on the full. So some hard work there from Gibbs. Eventually Wiggins got the footy, and that was the end result.
Almost in the back there, but good pressure when the players were releasing the football. Tackles at the moment, Brisbane 12, Carlton 4, and that would suggest that Carlton got their hands on the footy a little bit more than Brisbane. They're just chasing.
Begley forced to go long. McDonald and Merritt a couple of targets. Notting, it's been in very good form in this NAB Cup. Begley took a long time to Rowe, to Notting. It's just hard to construct for them at the moment. The Blues have got the numbers. They're in the right spot. Merritt got a good bounce at the end. It looked awkward off the boot. And then Merritt tries to get it all the way towards Brown. Not quite. Timing just a fraction off. Wait. Carazzo.
Favola's free.
80 metres from goal. Fev waits from the side. It was Cloak. Brennan, who's been under siege in this opening term, and Fisher wanting it out on the full. It'll be a boundary throw in.
Brisbane have to be very careful when going inside 50, not to be Jonathan Brown conscious. Just looking at the disposals there, Walker's getting his hands on it, nodding Adcock, and the usual suspects, Houlihan and Stevens.
A lot of defenders there, a lot of numbers back. Allen, Begley, tried to dribble it like a basketballer. Begley did well. Moody fed it forward. Johnson in the grasp. Stiller across the ground, arriving quickly. Scotland. Sherman did brilliantly. Found it in a trice. Got it on towards Harding. Harding, like a whirling dervish, came out of there under no real pressure. Kicks inside the 50, but the kick not the equal of the earlier good work. Thornton took the mark, plays on immediately, and Waite is away. One bounce and his second. Runs it up towards the wing. Kicks it long. In front is Fisher. Brennan got there and gets it out of bounds. A boundary throw in as the clock is running down at quarter time. Carlton lead it by 8.
Time for Lee Matthews to change their forward line set up for the Brisbane Lions. Maybe get a smaller play down out of the goal square, bring Jonathan Brown up to centre half forward, let him have a run around and take the pressure away from the loose man dropping back on top of him.
Behind the pack, fed out by Koutafidis. Chance here for Walker. His ninth possession. It was very good. This man has been dangerous. Fisher, not that time. Allen.
Also done a good job, Carlton, on Black and Power in this opening term.
Yeah, they've been very quiet.
Play on. Scotty.
So Brennan lopes away. Can the Lions construct a late goal? Brown, good reach. He's a long way from home. Between centre wing and half forward. Good looking kick to Sherman. Now he's just...
Outside 50, marks there.
Exactly, thank you. Good timing.
9 points.
Well, did he mark it on the line?
Well, it's going to be a 9 point if he goes all the way. It's going, it's going. It's hit the post, it's back in play. But there's no Brisbane player there. And Thornton's away. So the Blues by 8 points, deep in this first term. Fisher. It's had a terrific opening quarter. Adcock. A late thrust perhaps. Notting. Tries to draw somebody. And runs out of time. But what an entertaining opening term. A bit of everything. And the Blues by 8 over the Lions.
And the Lions fell for the old sucker punch. When a star returns, they went for him every single time. They needed to mix it up. They had to go a little bit wider and use other options up forward other than Jonathan Brown every time. We know he's good, but when you've got 3 blokes sitting on you and you haven't played footy for nearly 8 months, pretty hard to take control of a match.
That super goal was handy, wasn't it? When you look at the score, it's 14-22 at quarter time. Well, the Lions got the fast start, but Carlton with a couple of late Fisher goals, one of them a 9-pointer, have the lead at quarter time. For Vola a goal as well. Sherman the opening goal of the match. And Wood. So the major ball winners, Adcock and Notting, and then Walker, Houlihan and Stevens has been very, very good. So no Black or Power or Riscatelli on that left-hand side for the Lions. It's a beautiful night at Telstra Dome. Melbourne buzzing at the moment with so much going on, and Telstra Dome certainly centre stage on this Saturday night for the NAB Cup final. A really interesting opening term here.
Well, it's the big win for Carlton. Those 3 players that you mentioned, Bruce. Riscatelli, Black, Power, not getting their hands on the footy, especially in and around the middle. I have to admit that Stevens, he just looks like he's energised, that he's got a young group of players and he's feeling good about his footy. His second and third efforts have been wonderful. And Cameron Cloak, his work in the ruck has improved out of sight. So they've done a lot of work with him over the pre-season to get that tapping to the right position at the right time, spot on.
Talked about Josh Kennedy before the game, you and I.
Yeah, we did.
He didn't have a good term. They need more from him, don't they? As a secondary target down there.
He certainly, Dennis, his hands haven't been as clean as what they could be, and he just needs to keep presenting, keep doing the things that he knows.
Well, Brett Ratton we talked about earlier. Brett now with Tim Watson.
Well, Brett, you had an animated discussion there with Cameron Cloak when you first came into the huddle. What was all that about?
Well, he just led sort of straight up and made it very hard for Nick Stevens here on the boundary line, and then second up it was Simon Wiggins. So we want him to lead at the bloke, make it easy for the kicker, and we can get the ball back.
Your forward rotations are working particularly well in this first quarter as well.
Yeah, we have. From our entries, we've done all right, but Brisbane is sort of getting numbers back and making it pretty hard for us.
Thanks, Brett.
Good on you, Tim.
I spoke to Brett today and he said that Cameron Cloak's been able to get his skin folds down to a record low for him. Couldn't get them under 55. at Collingwood, now under 45 of the Blues. That membership number for Carlton, 1300 72 79 81.
And Collingwood supporters will be saying, well, why couldn't he do it when he was at Collingwood? Why couldn't he lose the skin folds?
I'm tempted to ring that number to get my skin folds down.
I'll be right behind you, Dennis.
Well, maybe he looked at Jason and thought, gee, you only get one chance.
You do.
This is my second. I better go for it.
Come straight back, guys.
Start of the second quarter. NAB Cup final. Lions without a pre-season cup to their name, but they've got three others, haven't they, in 01, 02, 03. And the Blues, who won in 97 and also in 05, with a couple of players out here tonight with Whitnell and Koutafidis in both of those.
And Dennis Kennedy, who we were just talking about, he's been moved down to full forward, being picked up by Rowe.
Yours.
Wood, who got a goal in that opening term. Waite. McGrath, he's very good at that, McGrath. Here's Tyler. He's a likely prospect, Tyler. Back inside to Wood. He'll want to give it off. Chance for Stiller. He gets to 40 and then caresses it and really didn't kick through it at all and misses.
And that was exactly right, Bruce. He didn't kick through. He didn't follow through. He thought he'd stab it through. And when that happens, you're inclined to either hook or slice, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, over Bentek's head, it bounces outside the 50. Stiller, keen to make amends, taken down quickly.
No chance.
But the umpire.
Let him up now. Let him up. Hey, easy. Easy. Didn't
That's
get
outside the 50.
Sorry, Dennis. A lot of players following the football. Big scrimmages at the moment.
Wood knocks it down. Black tracks it out of bounds, coming off 26 possessions last week. Simon Black, by his standards, quiet so far tonight. Best effort against Carlton, 32 in the regular season. Quite subdued, considering what he's done to other clubs. Begley goes down. A lot of appealing. Holding the ball under that. Free kick to Carlton. This is Murphy. The penalty awarded against Begley. Murphy, the long kick, well inside the forward 50. Kennedy this time came hard. Good effort, couldn't hang on. Bentek stumbles out of the pack in real trouble. Plenty of Lions around that ball. Begley, Riscatelli. Now Hamill feeds it forward. They've got the numbers everywhere as Moody laid it back. Riscatelli pushing up quickly. McGrath set a task. Thornton needed to get it on the ground. Thornton leads in the race, then flicks it back to accommodate an opposition player who socketed down towards the pocket. That was Tyler. Over the ball is McGrath. Not coming out. Well, the penalty again is a harsh one. Holding the ball.
Once you go to the ground, if you don't knock it on, and we'll see it here, he slid, he picked it up. You've got to make every effort to get rid of it. Probably a correct decision.
Simpson got it from Stevens to Walker.
First kick for Simpson tonight, about to get a second. He'd had a couple of handballs in the opening term. Goes inside Carlton's forward half, poor kick. Brennan front spot, Whitnell behind him, Wood to help out. And now Gibbs, still with Gibbs. Swung around the tackle, didn't panic. Ackland, back inboard. Kick by Bentek to the hot spot, a centre half off of Favola. Had a fair bit of it, not quite. Good hands coming from Kennedy. Scotland for goal. Close, he's got it. Well, they got something out of very little there, the Blues, and they did it so well.
Brendan Favola looks like he is a whisker away from having another game like last night. They're almost sticking. Josh Kennedy, before we spoke, Dennis, he just led up, and that's exactly what he had to do. I like the structure that they've got at the moment. Big Kennedy coming out from full forward, the little players coming in from the centre of the square, and plenty of options available, putting Brisbane defenders right under enormous pressure.
Straight back, okay?
Testing time now for Brisbane. They trail by 13. Early going second term at the Telstra Dome in the NAB Grand Final. Another good bounce. Wood, who waited, had the patience, won the ball down. Power in desperate trouble. Black. Now Hamill. Well done, Stevens. Charged the hand pass down. Slips one away then. Simpson just setting it up forward of the oncoming charge. But beating them to the footy is Adcock. They were leading up the ground. Adcock was going back, showed courage. Swings it out wide. This is Moody.
Just an interesting stat there, Dennis. Lance and Kurta haven't had a kick between them.
Comes across the ground then. Interesting, Moody coached by Roger Kerr, Daniel's dad in the juniors, played for South Fremantle. This is Brennan, pulls it back nicely, now Stiller.
But it's a slow build-up, isn't it? And that's been the pattern for the Lions tonight.
Well, they've got their numbers back here, Carlton. They're just playing man-on-man, but they're also getting their defenders deep. So just closing up any room for the Brisbane Lions to go forward into.
Kate, back a metre. Thank you.
Fixter. Just the defensive side of centre wing.
At the same time, though, there's no movement by the Brisbane forwards, which is a real concern.
So he goes high. Gee, Wood's been promising tonight, hasn't he? It's a terrific grab. He's from 60, pumps it to fall forward. Brown again the target. Murphy. Scotland. And out of play, Tim.
There's a real contrast in styles being played out here at the moment. The Carlton forwards are prepared to stay at home when the ball moves up the field. The Brisbane Lions forwards, they vacate the forward area, get up the other end of the ground. Consequently, they've got no one to kick the ball back to when they do break from half back, the Brisbane Lions. I reckon they may need to tinker with this at half time.
Bentic had a chance behind the pack. Fixter robbed him of it. Black tackled by Murphy. Good tackle got him down as well. Walker getting a lot of the football, scrambles it out. Going back with courage and doing it well. Stiller inside the centre square. They compete about 25 metres out. No competition. Brown went down. He had to run on Thornton. And Thornton, knowing it was coming, eyes only for the footy. Again Walker. Pulls it back towards the wing. Gibbs was there. Had it knocked away by Stiller. Roving the pack is Fisher. Under pressure. Clever kick. Stevens has got it. Waite is cruising past. Waite is still on. Stevens, I think this for 6 points. Umpire called 9. Touched right on the line by Brennan. Well done by Brennan. Dennis Pagan, fair to say this century hasn't been easy for him, but 2005, a moment to be remembered in this game when they took off the NAB Cup. Can they do it again tonight? They lead by 14.
Stevens had Waite there in the forward pocket that he could have gone to, opted for the extra 9 points, or the extra 3 points. Sometimes it might be percentages to hit the player inside attacking 50 and make sure of a goal.
Stevens, as you mentioned, David, a quarter time, he's been outstanding. 10 disposals so far.
Over the shoulder.
And Brisbane look a little bit tired at the moment, Bruce, and they've only had 8 interchanges in the first quarter to Carlton 16, plus they've travelled 4 weeks in a row. So I think they'll be pretty conscious about making sure that they rotate and get plenty of run into all the players.
Power to Black.
Hello with his jumper. Right there, Ron.
Good grab,
Right there,
Moody.
Ron, hold there.
Kicks to full forward. Brown. There's a beautiful way to kick in the end. It was a hook kick, but it was to the spot.
Satana just had to call Waite back in then. Waite could have closed it off.
I reckon if you hear Satana's voice urging you to come back, you know who's coming.
Well, very good point. Very good. Jonathan Brown, just see, double backed on her help. And that's inexperienced by a backman, but a wonderful mark all the same.
Well, this is a captain's kick, isn't it? Because the Blues have kicked the last 3 and the captains leaned back and missed it. So Stiller's missed an easy one from 40 and Brown's missed a pretty easy one from 35.
I think Satana needs to put on an Aussie accent if he's going to do that. It's a distinctive voice.
He's got the goatee, Dennis. That's halfway there.
I wouldn't be going back. Simpson. Scotland in the back pocket. Gibbs off is short. Scotland changes direction, coming up a wonderful season last year. Simpson in the opposite pocket. Walker's running hard. He looks back towards the middle. Now Murphy is on across the ground. Will he go there? Yes, he does. Murphy, space in which to operate. Men on around the outer side. Little chip. Koutafidis just pops it over the top. Gibbs has got it. No, he hasn't. Dropped the mark. Stolen away then by Black. Only needs half a chance. Comes back to Brown. Will Gibbs pay? Will Carlton pay? McGrath goes inside the 50 and misses. Australian for oops, although he didn't quite see it.
Well, just a little bit lazy there. He had to kick through it again. A couple of easy goals. And that's 3 now that they've missed in the second term.
Play on.
McGrath just, as you said, Dennis, oops.
Oops.
Yeah, the Lions have had some chances.
Back a metre. Ash, another metre. That's it. Play on.
Cooter with a careful kick. Not far enough. Houlihan from half-back. Wood gets back. Showed a lot of courage. Simpson getting very involved in this second quarter. Adcock running back. Good mark.
He's a good player, Adcock.
Very reliable. We saw him in Cairns and we thought that he wouldn't get up for either the second round or even the third round. He looked like he had a serious leg injury, but he was able to come back.
Cade! That's it, Cade! Thank you!
No run in their play, though, off the half-back. Carlton have done a wonderful job in just closing it down and making Brisbane hit the targets or go long down the line.
Well, every time they take a mark, it finishes up with the umpire telling them to play on a Brown. Brilliant. He's starting to get a sniff, isn't he? He's getting a real taste for it now.
Well, brought him up the ground and got him into the play rather than starving him at full forward.
Riscatelli to Stiller to Black. Can he weave something? Wrong side. So 4 consecutive behinds as the Lions try to mount a challenge here.
Jonathan Brown here. Could have been a free kick for over the top. That's just strong. That is a centre-half forward and one of the best in the business. The best in the business.
In an age of good centre-half forwards, it must be said.
Let's go, hey! Play on!
Scotland told to play on. Out against the boundary line. Tries to pinpoint it to Stevens. Doesn't quite get there. Coming across on the angle, that man, Riscatelli. Just been busy.
Just an interesting one, Dennis. The Brisbane have kicked 5 behinds and they've all missed to the right-hand side. Don't know if there's anything in that, but at least they can think about going to the left-hand point post.
Got too much spare time, you have. Down in front of the pack, Murphy, met solidly by Notting, who in turn was taken by Lappin. Notting comes out holding his head.
Played it beautifully.
And that's normally enough these days. Notting wants to go. Enjoyed a wonderful pre-season. Probing kick. O'Halpin punches it away, but a Brisbane player hit the deck off the ball. That's a free kick.
Just here. Just here.
Satana has asked the question.
Come around. This is it here. You've got the mark.
That's McGrath, who was actually fronting Thornton. That's very interesting.
That's it.
I think he's very unlucky. Satana said, was it me? And he said no. And he said, oh, that's all right then. I don't want to give away a free kick.
The consummate team man. McGrath comes in and kicks the goal.
Well, Satana can breathe easy. It wasn't him. I think the umpire may have fallen for the old one too. McGrath certainly did play for it. And looking at the replay, just had hold. Brown had Satana beaten. He did push him out of the way. Could have been there, but 50-50.
Straight out, guys. Been good all night, the rucks. Just keep going the footy.
So the margin closes again.
Jump with your eyes on the footy.
Lions have been peppering. McGrath getting the goal. Wood has been impressive. Power just broke free and then goes bang inside the 50. Again, Brown the target. Notting. Well, he never quite got onto it. He must have fancied his chances. McGrath, well done. Gee, read it well. Walker looked to be in the box seat. McGrath comes in. It'll be play on. Johnson will kick the goal. The Lions are back in front.
Well, no surprise that the reason Brisbane are back in this game is because of Jonathan Brown just competing. They've moved him up the ground almost onto the 50-metre arc, and contest after contest. And I think the players, the defenders, are more worried about him than their own opponent. And even Chris Johnson coming down and getting amongst the goals. The runner too, almost being cleaned up in the process.
So the Brisbane Lions have had the last 5 scoring shots in this game. 2-3 they've kicked. That's enough to lead by a point.
Just looking at the Carlton midfielders here, just huddling all together as we had a blood rule change. Wood coming off and McDonald back onto the ground. Just trying to get that structure right. Cloak probably hit Stevens, laces out on this one.
Good game of footy. Not such a good bounce. McDonald taps it down. Russell digs it out of the middle, kicks down towards half forward. Schmidt goes back. Didn't run the line of the ball though. Adcock away to Black. Black swings it out wide. Stiller will want his left side. Cuts back. Carlton not aware of that. He kicks it still inside the centre square. Tailor-made for Allen, just leading him to the ball. Allen's got it down towards half forward, 65 metres out. Sets it long. Brown in position A. O'Halpin got there in the nick of time. McGrath, though, sends a teammate away and running into an open goal. Moody's got it.
Don't want to sound like a broken record. Jonathan Brown's contest again. Brought it down. McGrath, who just looks so sharp down in attacking 50, reading the ball brilliantly. They've got the ball in a lot quicker the last couple of times inside, and that always puts a lot of pressure on the defenders. And O'Halpin is now realising what Tim Watson said early on, that Jonathan Brown is a superstar and you cannot give him 1 inch.
Three quick goals to the Lions. Brown's been important. McGrath's been involved in all three as well. One he kicked himself, one he gave to Johnson, and one he gives to Moody. So McGrath is reading Brown so well at the moment. Tim Watson.
Going back to a more conventional forward line, they've actually got 6 players inside their 50, so there's a lot more assistance there for Jonathan Brown as well.
And Black starting to get a whole lot of it as well, and Brown, not quite. High tackle, a free kick, I reckon.
Well, Notting can surely make the umpires realise that he has been hit above the head, or above the shoulders.
Had a terrific year last year, Notting.
Yeah, it was there, but he let the umpire know that he was touched above the shoulders.
He's played 39 consecutive games for the Lions in the home and away. It's a good effort for a bloke that's been in and out of the team for a lot of his career, and he's missed a good chance. So the Lions doing all the attacking and all the scoring. The margin not much, but it could be a whole lot more.
Starting out of the centre too, Bruce. 8-1 in favour of Carlton in the first quarter. In the second quarter, Brisbane have turned around 7-1.
Houlihan, haven't seen a lot of him. Deep in his own defensive area. Cloak breaking for him, bypasses Cloak, hangs a long time in the air. So does Notting, got a hand to it. Ball goes out of bounds. Tim Notting enjoying this pre-season. He first played against Carlton round 11 of 1999.
Oh, this was a beautiful fly.
He jumped that high that day. Kicked his first goal though. Meantime, Black's got it up to the boundary throw-in. Loops it over the top. Powers away. Kicks down towards half forward. Brown with strength. O'Halpin though did enough. Runs away from Brown. Then Koutafidis across half back. Suddenly Carlton defending desperately. They were dominating 5 minutes ago. This is Simpson. Knew who he was taking on. Big Bo. Carazzo. Forward of the wing. Running on is Simpson. Bo couldn't go with him. Simpson inside the 50. Sharp angle. Kicks and misses everything. Out of bounds on the full.
Well, Jared Brennan's a very lucky boy there. He was a loose defender, and it saw Simpson come in and gave him no respect whatsoever and nearly cost his side a goal.
8 of the last 10 inside 50s for the Lions. Merritt the target for Copeland. Against the flow there, Merritt. Against Stevens in the end. Lappin back to Stevens. Back inboard to Gibbs. Gave it off in a hurry to Murphy. Put him under a bit of pressure. Lappin went to ground. Won a free kick. Might have been a bit lucky. Did the dive. The hook. Not a good kick.
Got to get back off the mark on that occasion. Too hard to kick over a bloke in front of you with his hands at full stretch.
Suddenly the Blues look messy, don't they, after being so good?
Well, that's pressure. They are a young side, Bruce, and when the side does get on top, it's pretty hard to stop that momentum when you are a very young side.
Well, both these teams have come from a long way back in matches so far. 28 points of Cairns at quarter time. The Lions, they look dead. And 37 points last week in the third quarter when Nathan Thompson kicked that 9-pointer for the Kangaroos. Harding, still the slow build-up. Sherman is in trouble. To Harding. Missed by Schmidt. Nothing happening for Scotland. Black, he's starting to really get hold of it. Now to Rowe.
Great poise comes away from inside the centre square. Long kick to full forward. Thornton got a fist on it. Wide of the pack. Moody, though, found some space. Still up, 15 metres out. And what's he done? He's kicked another one. Gee, they're finishing the term off brilliantly.
Moody very, very unselfish with that play. He could have almost done the U-turn, which is against every rule that a coach has in their forward line. Gave it off to the running player and still up. Wonderful finish. Brisbane on the march, and Carlton can't do anything about it at the moment.
Lions have kicked the last 4 goals, and then centre hit-outs in this quarter. It's for the Lions and none for Carlton. And McDonald got his finger on that. Lappin ridden into the ground. The Blues need a goal or two before the long break.
They need to win a stoppage like this. They need to get the ball out the back and start driving it with run.
It's been a 29-point turnaround in this match, with now the Lions 14 points in front. Ricky Olorenshaw.
Well, Jonathan Brown has just come off the ground for the first time tonight. He's just walking past now. He looks absolutely knackered. He's totally spent. So it looks like he's going to spend the last few minutes of this half off the ground and get ready for that second half. He looks knackered.
Umpire tosses it up. Carrazzo did well, flicks it out wide to accommodate Scotland. It bounced the wrong way for him, but obligingly for Simpson. Now Scotland's got it. Twists out of trouble, goes towards the boundary, and it trickles out. And certainly the tempo's picked up tonight, and some of the youngsters are being found out just a little, as Bryce Gibbs, 3 possessions so far. Did you know, stunt play, did you know, his great-great-great-great-grandmother married Chris Judd's great-great-grandfather.
Gee, that's research.
That's right, and people say we don't research. Now, if you
that is great, Dennis. That is great.
If you forgot at the time to send a present, I think it's a bit late now. Here's Fisher. That makes them actually third cousins twice removed. Here's Carrazzo. Inside the 50, runs outside the 50, goes back to Simpson. Simpson, 70 metres from goal, towards full forward. Koutafides outnumbered, didn't have it. Koutafides will get a free kick, 20 metres out directly in front.
Listening to the players get introduced before the game. Who was a bigger roar for? Was it for Kouta or for Fev?
It was a line ball, I think. I think Brennan's having a pretty average night at the moment.
Yes, it was there.
Gee, they need this one. 43 players, 29. Koutafides pulls back 6.
Well, he's had probably the most unique pre-season. Dancing with the Stars, champion, and came into this season, or the pre-season, having had only 1 week's rest. And it looks like he always looks chiseled this time of year, but if you have a look at him at the moment, he is just one perfect specimen.
Straight back, guys.
So Kouta gets the goal that the Blues needed before half-time. McDonald.
Head hold of his jumper, Simon. Head hold of his jumper, mate. Quick, hand it over. Thank you.
So against Black.
Play on your off, play on your round.
And for hanging on. He's Ackland wide. Played for Port Adelaide in a pre-season premiership. Back with Nick Stevens in 2001, Ackland. Adcock. Oh, good hands. Hamill. Walker. Had a couple of goes there, Hamill. And being penalised in the end.
Well, it was a drop kick.
It was. Umpire's not old enough.
Pity we are, Dennis.
Yeah, like yesterday, Bruce.
Brennan was good there. He's had a tough first half, Brennan. He's had a very good pre-season. Oh, not looking there, McDonald. Murphy. Gee, that handball to space. To Favola. tried the check side on the run. It would have been spectacular. I'm not sure who got let off the hook there in the end.
Well, he would have given a bit of lip if he had to kick the goal to Merritt, who was roughing him up while he was on the mark. Just hasn't had enough opportunities at the moment, Fev. The ball hasn't been down there often enough for him to have any impact.
Chance for Carlton, approaching half-time, then boundary throw in. McDonald directs it down. Moody taken down. Strong tackle, Carrazzo. Clock stops, 37 seconds. 8 points the difference.
Not one player in Brisbane's half of the ground.
Wide of the pack. Moody, bit impressive in the last 5 minutes or so. O'Halpin, that's a mark he decides to play on, punched it away. They've got the numbers on the outer side. O'Halpin got it back from Lappin. Down goes Black. Tries to give it to Copeland. Betts missed him. Still they work it forward. Only about 5 metres though. Lappin in the opposite direction. Deep to the pocket. And Favola. Strong mark. A metre in from the line. Wheels around. Taking no time. Has missed to the near side.
If you're a Carlton supporter, you must be so excited about the season coming up. Brendan Favola is in beautiful form.
So time for this crowd to get their collective breath. Brendan Favola misses virtually on the stroke of half-time, and Brisbane lead 43-36. At quarter time, the margin was 22 Carlton, 14 Brisbane, so it was the Blues by 8 points. But as we've seen so often in this competition, Brisbane quite capable of storming back against the opposition. Some of the lights of Melbourne, imposing. NAB Cup Grand Final, half-time. And the Lions, after trailing by 14 points midway through that second term, have stormed back to lead by 7 at the major break. Good crowd to Brisbane, 43. Carlton 36. Bryce Gibbs. His mum and dad watching tonight. Ross and Julie in the stands. Ross played 97 games for West Perth, 253 for Glenelg. Good evening to the Gibbses. Ross.
G'day, Dennis. Good to speak to you again, mate.
And Julie, how you doing?
Hi, really well. Thanks, Dennis.
I got a question for Ross. He was always a coach even when he wasn't coaching. If you were coaching Carlton tonight, Ross, what would you say to the #1 draft pick, your son, right now?
Well, it's interesting. I know he's pretty edgy, and I know I'm pretty edgy as well. But look, they're still in the game, and they've turned the ball over too much for my liking. They've got the ball enough, but they just keep turning it over. So I'm sure if they can be a bit more direct and just kick it at the top of the goal square, I'm sure they should be around the mark.
Julie, enough of the tactics. Your boy turned 18 on Thursday. How's Mum coping without him?
Well, it's been pretty hard, but I come over on Thursday and surprised him for his 18th. But I was just watching all the Auskick kids out here, and it just seemed like the other day he was out playing Auskick down at home. So now all of a sudden he's 18 and left home. So it's pretty traumatic. But
it's a big change, isn't it?
It is a very big change.
Roscoe, the one aspect of Bryce that we haven't seen to the fore so far, he can kick the football. I thought his tackling has been terrific so far in this series. What one thing are you waiting to see?
Well, Dennis, he's every day I talk to him, he's a bit overawed by it. He just can't believe how fast, actually, how quick the game is. And you know, he trains his heart out. He lives it. He eats it. But he's just got he's in awe of everybody. He just can't believe he's actually here. And he idolises all these players. And he's just got to basically come out of his shell, I think. And it's going to take a little time. You know, he's come over with some pretty big expectations, but he's just a kid, and it's going to take him a bit of time. But I'm sure once he, you know, comes out of his shell a bit, I'm sure, and stays healthy, he'll be okay.
Ross and Julie Gibbs, enjoy the game. Thank you very much for your time.
It's been a pleasure, Desert. We'll catch up with you later.
Okay, mate.
Bye.
Had the privilege of coaching Ross at West Perth, and boy, could he take a hang. For a little guy, he was one of the best marks I think I've ever seen. Still, that was then. And this is half-time of the NAB Cup.
No, I was going to let you just reminisce for another half hour there, Dennis.
I was enjoying it.
Just saw Brendan Favola on screen there a moment ago. He was very vocal at half-time. He said to his teammates, kick the ball long.
Tim Watson upstairs for the second half underway. NAB Cup Grand Final. Wood goes up and knocks it down. On all fours is Power. And the ball fails to release.
He's been good in the ruck, Wood.
Get him up.
Very good.
Ackland with strength, and he copped one as well. He's going to get a free kick.
Who have you got?
I've got Andrews.
Because there's been a strike in the guts here. Woodsy, strike to the guts.
Hang on, please. Hang on.
I understand that you've been reported for a strike.
Him here.
Thanks, mate.
And then took off.
Delivering that message. Eyeball to Adam's apple or
Pay
below.
50 because I've got a strike in the guts to Kane Ackland. Afterwards,
okay.
Pay 50.
Yep.
He turned very bad after saying that he'd been very good.
Just frustration from the big fellow there. Watch this.
Here it is.
And as a result, Ackland wasn't a happy camper. So Carrazzo's got the ball.
Because there was another free kick paid after I paid the first one.
That's perfect timing. This is a 9-pointer. Just finish my sentences any time you like, umpire. So Carrazzo comes in. This for 9 points. What a start. Kicks from 35 metres out and splits the middle.
Well, there's no doubt that Wood will have a date at the tribunal later in the week. That was born of frustration. He knows, you see the look on his face there as he goes back just to communicate with his midfield players there, Simon Black and also Luke Power. He'll be disappointed in that, but he has to clear his mind now. He's just got to concentrate on this next bounce and just make sure he directs the ball to his ground level players.
Right, straight at it, guys. Straight at the footy. Footy only.
So those super goals for the Blues. And Fisher in the opening term with a 50-metre penalty. And Carrazzo there after Wood's indiscretion.
Too high. Had his head over the ball.
So both the super goals have come from 50-metre penalties.
Mark's here.
And again, a change in the lead here in the NAB Cup final. As Notting goes bang, and Brown's the target. He's had a second crack, not paid. Moody in the pocket. Doesn't quite get the bend back. And it'll be a boundary throw in. Rico Laurencio.
I've been watching Lance Whitnell closely during the first half. He came into the game with a suspect knee. There was a doubt that he would come up for this game. He looks to be a little bit proppy on that knee, and he's not covering the ground I've normally seen him cover.
Wood at the back. Ackland front spot. Murphy. Lappin and Scotland. Lappin was going the other way, may have left it for Scotland, but he's able to get back on it to Hurlahan, who realised he had a bit of space, and then with some pinpoint accuracy finds Whitnell, who I don't think has had much of it at all, as the captain. In fact, this is his first kick, just the 3 handballs. The kick to centre wing. Betts also quiet tonight after being quite brilliant at Carrara last week. And Fisher held up.
Oh, no pride, but Cheney held to him. Thanks, Brad. Straight back to the line, guys.
Umpire Bozza wasting no time. Rucks go at it. Ackland hooks it down. Riscatelli didn't have the football. Not deemed a tackle. Walker, who's been good, bundled him across the line.
Whitnell's played up very high. I don't know whether or not they're just trying to drag Brennan out of that centre half-back position where he's found a fair bit of comfort in this NAB Cup series.
Carlton by 2 points then. Carrazzo just lays it off. Murphy onto the loose ball on the wing. Goes across the ground. This will be a mark if he wants. Yes, he does want to hold things up. Wait. That wouldn't have been a mark. Doesn't matter. Half volley there by Thornton. Needs to get away. Dragged down by McGrath. Kicks inside the 50. Favola came hard. Hands to it. Couldn't hang on. Loose ball at the back. Fisher is outnumbered. Slapped away by Notting. And he gets it across the boundary line, which was his intention.
That was a really nice crumb there for one of the Carlton forwards, but they didn't have enough numbers back inside the 50. Here's Favola coming out from full forward crunch, and Rowe just standing his ground. That's courageous play.
Whitnell.
Simon Black, your kick. Had hold of his jumper from behind Adam. Mark's here.
So the Lions with the footing, they haven't had much of it. This second half going for just under 5 minutes and just 3 disposals for the Lions so far. Black had a big second quarter after a quiet first term. Brown just milked it well there, Brown. He felt the body behind.
He's improving all the time, O'Halpin, but he just doesn't always understand the subtleties of the game. You're quite right, that was a free kick then, but it was milked by Brown. Clever the way he just got himself over the ball.
Just lays it down the line. Black, one of the targets. That height advantage for the Blues is good. Power did well on the second attempt. Moody just had to search for it in the end and couldn't quite get a handle on it. Murphy's been very good in this opening stanza of the second half. Waite got it from Stevens. Terrible bounce there for Kennedy. Good tackle though. Not rewarded. Unfortunate for him. McGrath, who had a terrific second quarter. Black, well done. Outnumbered. Corralled. Left, right and centre. But Black did a great job, I reckon, there.
That was an important ball to win there for both sides, and unlucky not to get a free kick. I thought that the tackle was good, and the Brisbane player had held onto it too long.
Again, no time wasted. Wood over the top, but straight to Carazzo. Hand pass from Murphy. Obliging bounce for Walker. Houlihan under pressure. Sends it very high. In from the side. Russell smashes it back towards half forward. Walker coming up the ground. In goes Stiller. And the ball spills out of bounds.
There were extraordinary reflexes then by Eddie Betts just to trap the ball with his right boot. The ball looked like it was going past. He just stuck the foot out, trapped it. Wasn't able then to complete the possession, but just a wonderful bit of play.
Wood and Ackland go at it again, decisively by Wood down to Harding. Goes a long way. Needs to release it, eventually does. Notting, who's a long kick, 70 metres out. Goes long down towards full forward. Brown with courage came back hard. Tried to mark it. O'Halpin was dropping back. And it's taken across the line by Koutafidis.
Just watch this. O'Halpin probably feels that he's going to be able to take almost an uncontested mark, but Jonathan Brown, as we've seen so many times in the past, going back with the flight.
Amazing picture, that one. Copeland moved it about 5 metres. Carazzo, who finds it. They quickly found him, and the bounce about 20 metres out. O'Halpin was at one moment going to mark the ball on his chest. In the next stride was reduced to the role of a spoiler. Had to punch it away. Black, industrious. Probably the main reason Brisbane are here tonight. The kick coming out from Stevens, only as far as Stiller. This for 6 points if he decides to go. Remember that last term in Cairns, he was quite outstanding, Tim, wasn't he, Black?
He just tore the game apart in that last quarter in horrendous conditions.
Yes, how well we remember. Stiller gives it a ride, 5 metres out. Wood was there. Riscatelli tried to hook it back, and the equal of that was O'Halpin, who thrust out a boot, and between the pair, it's across the line for a behind.
You know, O'Halpin's development, I reckon this game against Jonathan Brown's worth about 25 for him. He's going to learn more playing on a player like Jonathan Brown than he is most weeks in football.
Walker to Whitnell. Well, Whitnell's always had the smarts from day one, hasn't he? Great football brain. Centre wing, well done by Kennedy to sort of shield Scotland in a way. Scotland kicking a goal in that second quarter. Got more Brownlow votes than any other Carlton player last year, Scotland.
Again, Carlton's being pushed wide, which gives the Lions plenty more time to get back their numbers.
Kennedy gets some penetration. Favola was trying to push off. Chance here for Russell. Big hook coming back, looks good. Very, very good.
Well, they got back with their numbers on that occasion, the Brisbane Lions, but that was just wonderful bit of roving there by Russell, just front and centre in the perfect position on the move. He wasn't stationary. He was able just to screw the ball back over his shoulder, and that's one of the first goals the Blues have been able to score, actually with their midfielders pushing forward tonight. So that will be a pleasing sign for Dennis Pagan in the early part of this third quarter.
I'm coming out this way, Ben. Thanks, mate.
Jordan Russell, fine snap.
Matty, behind you.
Involved in a summer tug of war.
Don't bump him.
Now entrenched in the best 22 for the Blues. Wood again won it down. Johnson tries to slap it out. We've got a whistle. Simon Black is off the ground. He's down with Ricky Olorenshaw.
Simon, is a change in the forward shot to help?
Yeah, look, the Blues started well, mate, so we're going to start with them now. It's we hit the first couple, so we've got to play some good footy, so with them.
Thanks, Blackie.
From one superstar to another. Watch this.
That is just a wonderful use of the body there by Brendan Favola. Just makes body contact, just holds him into the position, protects where the ball's going to drop, and just able to juggle the mark.
If you were wondering why Simon was a little slow to go talking with Ricky, he was watching that and didn't quite believe it. A sleight of hand from Brendan Favola, and Carlton suddenly a chance to go up by 13 points. He rarely misses. He hasn't missed here.
What Favola got there is what he hasn't been able to achieve on many occasions tonight, and that's a one-on-one contest. We just see here him and also Merritt. Merritt just losing body contact there, so he still hasn't made body contact too late. Favola has the best position. He's going to protect the ball drop. He's put his body between him and where the ball's going to land, and just terrific with the way he was able to balance the ball. Merritt just shaking his hair on that occasion.
A game of fluctuating fortunes. The Blues have kicked the last 4 after the Lions have kicked 4 straight, after the Blues have kicked 3 straight. Stiller has had a lot of it. He's on his wrong side. Brown's a target, almost. Haven't quite had the Brown Favola show, but we've had enough to get us going. Fixter, well done. Harding, important kick. Not going to come back. Remember those shots that the Lions missed in the second quarter? They ended up racing to a lead, but they could have been so much further in front.
His brain just about to crash that pack, took an early jump, but just wasn't able to get there. Good work there by Walker just to knock the ball away.
Stevens to wait. A well-weighted kick to Ackland. And Dennis talked to the Ox at half-time about the fact that when the Lions come back, and they keep coming back, they come back hard. They're going to have to do it again, aren't they? Whitnell at centre-half forward. Brennan with some dash. Where can he go? He goes wide. Brown working hard. And O'Halpin's had a little victory there, hasn't he? But he's going to do the Irish jig.
When he gets his fist on the ball, he actually smashes the ball 20 or 30 metres. And you're right, he had a small victory there on Jonathan Brown, but that's exactly what Lee Matthews would like to see too in this third quarter, and that's Jared Brown running the ball off half-back and bouncing.
How about that 9-1 in the marks tally? Briscatelli, well played there, twice by White. Stole it a couple of times, and Carlton suddenly on the move. Murphy got it from Walker, goes towards half forward to telling effect. Whitnell has it. This for a 9-pointer. The big guy unloads. Long down towards full thought. It was touched. You heard the call. Fisher heard it too. Snaps and kicks a goal. Brisbane powerless at the moment.
Players have gone all the way back to Jared White just to congratulate him for his effort across half-back. They were able to keep the ball in the corridor then, Carlton. When they went forward, they looked up. They had 3 players with just their direct opponents against them. Whitnell's smart enough to push forward. He kicked the ball long. Fisher's kicked his 3rd goal now for the night, and he's been a real surprise packet up forward. Just watching the fly of the ball closely there, and clever enough to just screw the ball around over his shoulder.
Here's a stat to throw out the door. Brisbane inside 56. Carlton 5 in this term. Carlton have kicked 4 goals and Brisbane have kicked 2 points. And now the Blues have a big lead.
Hold! That's it there, Andrew. Andrew there.
Josh. Stay out at the back. Move it on. Play on.
Johnson. Very, very wide. Courage showing. A lot of courage. Oh, boy. Whitnell's ended up getting it.
Notting's got a shoulder on his shoulder.
And that's Murphy, and Notting's in real pain. And Murphy was the Blue who stood his ground. And Scotland can't quite get underneath it. Fisher, who's kicked 3, missed it. And Notting in trouble.
Thanks, Scotto.
And Murphy stood his ground magnificently. Notting 3rd man there. It was Fixter from the front. And now Scotland cleverly out wide, but it was just too slow getting there. This game up for grabs. Brisbane need the next goal in a hurry. So Ricky Notting in strife.
Yeah, Tim Notting's in a lot of pain here. They're holding his left shoulder, so they're giving him a lot of support. It possibly could be an AC joint or a dislocated shoulder, but he's in a lot of pain. He's talking to the doctor now, but it's very hard to tell what it is. But yeah, he's talking to the doctor. It could be an AC joint.
Ironically, this free kick for over the shoulder. Ackland to Houlihan. 65 metres out, just sets it up. Favola lurking at the back. It came on him quickly, quicker than he anticipated. There's going to be a free kick against him in any case.
In a push. Unconfirmed report too that Ben Fixter may have been reported for charging Murphy in that last contest when Notting went down injured. Just watch it closer here again. It was fixture that came back front on into Murphy, and it's unconfirmed at this stage, but he may have been reported for charging.
Some courage in there from all three. Even the fixture has been reported. It takes a bit of doing. On the outer side, Harding goes down off the ball. We've got a whistle, and I think Harding is getting a free kick against Walker.
That was the non-officiating umpire that blew the whistle from probably about 30-40 metres away. The umpire on the spot was playing the free kick to Carlton, and he said no, that's not the case. Harding was knocked out of the contest.
It's like Tokyo rush hour traffic at the moment out there. A lot of waving and gesticulating by the umpires. Waitman time comes up and takes the mark. He's going to be very good at centre half-back. Tim Notting, that's a tragedy. A terrific pre-season ends like that. You doubt he'll be around in a fortnight's time. Stevens to half-forward, penetrating kick, a beauty. Wiggins came up, took the mark, he's 60 metres out, shocking kick, squared it. That's about the best you could say for it. Betts, a little tentative, picked up by McDonald to Sherman. He's drifted out of the game. Riscatelli, hot one, down goes Stiller, coughed it up, then dragged it back in.
Whoa. He got rid of it and then walks you, dragged it back into him.
Is that right?
Thank you.
Carlton has had twice as many possessions as the Brisbane Lions so far in this third quarter.
And they've taken 14 marks to 1, Tim, in this third term. Sherman, who kicked the opening goal of the match. Wade having a very big turn to Scotland, to O'Halpin. They concede a bit, but they do it with a bit of poise, don't they? And now they open up. Carrazzo on the end of it from Murphy. Goes to fall forward. Favola.
Oh, pushed out of the contest. There was no need to do that either.
Gee, they were good, Carlton, there. They had a lot of poise across half-back, and then they created an opportunity, and they knew where they were going. To this man.
This again is Favola just trying to get into the contest. Merritt's just hipped him out of the contest. You can't do that. Even if you do use your hip, you're still not going to knock someone out of the contest in the back. And Favola has been a real focal point in this third quarter.
When he kicked 6 goals after half-time last week, he just loves the big stage. He's got 3, and Carlton's away.
Dennis Pagan thought that one of the real reasons they got back into the game against the Kangaroos last weekend was because they were playing more efficient football, and that's exactly what we've seen in this third quarter. I think they operated in the third quarter about 18 possessions per goal, which is just about where Dennis would love to have them operating at. And again, in this third quarter, that's probably where they're at.
It was the old Kangaroo days. Not many possessions, get a goal.
Just get a goal, get it down there, own the corridor.
Since Brisbane's last goal, it's Carlton 6-1 to 2 points. So the dress code around the footy right now is decidedly navy blue and white. Stevens again out of the middle, Gibbs. Bentek goes down towards half-forward. Stevens doesn't get his due, at least I don't think he does. 75 metres out, what a magnificent finish. Whitnell lurching forward has taken the mark. And the Blues fans are feeling very good about life at the moment.
This is it here.
Dennis, I know you spoke about Stevens not getting his dues, but on that occasion, Cloak didn't get his dues either. That was a magnificent tap by him in the centre, bounce just over the back behind him. The players obviously knowing that's where the ball's going, got there quickly, and that was a centre bounce clearance that's helped set this goal scoring opportunity up.
Lance Whitnell has known a few distractions in recent times. Kicks. That's a beautiful kick. Punishing kick. Another goal for the Blues.
They are getting the ball into their forward line ever so quickly. Intelligent use of the ball then by Stevens too. Just watch his Bentek outside to Stevens. Stevens grabbed hold of the ball, went straight to the space that they clear, out on the wing, and then just beautiful selection there, kicking the ball to Lance Whitnell, who just led up into that space. And that's how you keep someone like a Jared Brennan very honest too as a defender.
Well, that Cameron Wood indiscretion at the start of this quarter started an avalanche, didn't it?
Yep.
It really has been one-way traffic. And if Brisbane don't get the next goal, you'd reckon
My ball.
they're gone.
Fellas, easy, come on.
I just wonder how they can get Luke Power into the game. Russell's tagged him all night, kept him to a very modest tally.
And again, Black quiet in this term after a sensational second quarter.
Didn't have it. Didn't have the footy.
And giving the free kick away. So a bit of frustration here. Koutafidis looks for Bentic. Johnson went early and did well. Then Bentic on hands and knees. Johnson trying to get to Black. Allen. But it's the Blues everywhere. Houlihan got it from Wiggins.
Oh, good foil.
Now Black. He saved them in the rain in Cairns. Could he do it again tonight? Black to Brown. Takes his man on. Strolls around. Gets back onto the right. And kicks it poorly. And McGrath taking his eye off it and was going the other way. And Thornton comes across the ground.
Backwards. Play on backwards.
You heard the umpire play on backwards as Walker squeezes it. And hasn't Whitnell had a big third quarter?
Yes, indeedy. Not his best effort, though. Hartlett tries to go back to Whitnell. Stolen by Brennan. Spots him out in the pocket, McGrath. He's got it now, 40 metres from goal. Comes to the middle, and Moody has taken the mark. Almost directly in front. He's a good kick, but not always reliable with a set shot.
Dennis Carlton's had a very good third quarter too. 3 clearances, 5 disposals. He's taken the ball inside 50 on 3 occasions. He's been busy.
That's it there.
Formerly a rookie list player with Geelong, averaging 17 possessions a game in this NAB Cup this season. All eyes on Moody, though. He tugs it left. Distance wasn't a problem. That goes into the crowd, but direction was.
And after a very quiet start, Lance Whitnell started to get the ball to 6 possessions in this course. We see Tim Notting just in a harness there. He'll probably head off to, I would think, a medical centre somewhere and have an x-ray on that shoulder.
Koutafidis goes short. A lot of bad news around the competition in the last 48 hours.
Absolutely, Dennis, with Thompson yesterday. Vandenberg injured today. A couple of big reports. And the Lions are reporting a big injury tonight, at least one report. So Hamill on their rookie list. Gio Halpin, he got the ride and he was able to belt it away. Carazzo to Wiggins. First game in this pre-season NAB Cup competition this year. Scotland in heavy traffic was terrific. To Russell. Russell goes, bang, for Vola. Kept his eye on it, did well, did Fev. Handball was a hot one. Fisher's kicked 3. He's in the pocket, brings it back, centres it. Lions have got the numbers. And Stiller, who's had a whole lot of the footy tonight, it's been a little bit wayward in front of goal, comes out wide. Into the centre, to Rowe.
Power's the bloke that's got to get into this game. How attacking was that punch from O'Halpin before? Travelled about 30 or 40 metres.
Rowe. Interesting manoeuvre. Moody selling something to Walker. Pinpoints it beautifully, and Johnson takes the tumbling mark.
Yeah, just where that knee is, Jared. That's his. Thanks, mate.
Jonathan Brown just taking a rest now, and Chris Johnson's been pushed forward and probably play out of the goal square.
I guess they practice that at training these days, do they? That movement as the ball is arriving. Get those arms up prematurely. Be a good drill to watch. Johnson right behind him. Tugs it left as we go down to David Schwartz.
17 marks to 1 when Brisbane actually were getting beaten out of the centre. Carlton got their run on. They've got 13 players over 190 centimetres, and I guess the old saying that the plays don't get any shorter as the game gets longer.
They're shooting at 40% accuracy, the Brisbane Lions, at the moment against the Blues, are at 85%.
They've missed some easy ones. I mean, Johnson's wasn't an easy kick then, but they missed 4 in that second term and a couple here. Good fly by McDonald. Black to Hamill. Hamill, no Brown, as we know, goes to full forward. Front spot was Wood, belted away O'Halpin. Well read Harding, well played in the end. Back to Wood, back to Stiller. Stiller for a goal. I reckon he's got it against the tide.
Again, that was a smash there by O'Halpin that travelled a long, long way. It's an attacking punch, but on that occasion, the Brisbane Lions had another wave of players there. Harding just ready to pounce on the ball. Smart play there by Wood just to feed the ball back to Stiller, who was facing the goal and had a much better opportunity to score rather than Wood just trying to snap the ball over his shoulder.
Straight back.
Shaney still at 2 goals now, 18 possessions. As Bruce said, very busy.
Play on.
Cloak comes through and forcibly sends it down towards half forward. Copeland kicks it back. And the mark is taken by Tyler. Tyler slowed his colours to Jared Waite tonight. Kicks inside the forward 50. Thornton came at the football and came at it well. Knocked it down. Kudafiti's the beneficiary. Carazzo stood his ground and that hurt. Copeland came hard at him. Hamill around the outer side. Kudafiti's gets back, getting plenty of it. Simpson. A cross goal taken by Cloak.
Still me.
Cloak the short one. And Whitnell at centre half back or just behind that position. Play on's the call. Kudafiti's as the veterans combine. Goes to the outer side and Walker on the siren. 3/4 time, blitzing turn by Carlton, 293 as you can see, a total of 75. And Brisbane, 5 9-pointers in the last 2 weeks, none tonight, 7-11-53. They've got the job in front of them. They trail by 22 points.
That quarter belonged to Carlton. They just smashed the Brisbane Lions out of the centre. Carazzo was a very good player for them. Cloak did some good work in and around the centre bounce as well. And now the Brisbane Lions certainly have got the work to do. Jonathan Brown there we see on the screen. He'll be one player that they need to find the ball in this last quarter. Also Luke Power, they'll be needing plenty from him and Simon Black.
Which team will be left standing after tonight with a chance to win $1 million? Who'll walk off with the NAB Cup? At the moment, it looks like Carlton.
And it has been the marking power of the Blues that has been a difference tonight for Vola with 3 goals on this beautiful evening as we look down on Telstra Dome in Melbourne. So the Blues behind at half-time, but with a big lead at 3/4 time by 22 points. Still are getting the last goal of that quarter. And look at the worm down at the bottom of the Brisbane Lions and Carlton. You can just see the difference here. A match of fluctuating fortunes, and right now Carlton with the gap over the Lions, who had a pretty healthy lead themselves just before half-time. Rico Lorenzio, what a body blow with Notting going off and looking like he might have a serious injury.
Yeah, Tim Notting collided with Mark Murphy in a marking contest late in that 3rd quarter. He came off the ground with a lot of pain. He said he felt the shoulder pop out. They took him down to the rooms to assess it, and the medical staff say he's got a slight subluxation of his left shoulder. He's now in ice and in a sling. He'll have further scans tomorrow to see the extent of the damage.
Well, he hasn't missed a match since round 6, 2005, Notting. 39 consecutive matches. So you would say that that long sequence is now in serious doubt. Well, can they come again? We've seen Carlton come back last week. Dennis Pagan, who's had, I reckon, the best month of his coaching career at Carlton. He's had an awful time coming into the last month, and he is smiling at the moment. And for Lee Matthews, well, the challenge ahead. There's a membership for the Lions, 1800 216 885. You know, Dennis Pagan and Lee Matthews have only coached against each other on 14 occasions in 11 seasons in the home and away. Dennis won the first 7, Lee's won the last 7. But right now, it's the Blues in the driving seat.
Start of the final term in the NAB Cup Grand Final. Sherman fixed her. Murphy got him. Now Simpson gets through a couple of his own. Kicks inside the forward 50. Big pack. Knocked forward Stevens. Quick hands in the wrong direction though. Copeland. Adcock and now Riscatelli. The defensive side of the wing. Kicks down towards half forward in Hope. O'Halpin, tailor-made for him, came over the top of Brown, thumped it away. Power in trouble. Crashing in was Thornton. And that hurt Moody. Meantime, Russell got a hand pass away. Houlihan did nicely. Simpson, interesting. Did he keep it in? No, it's out of bounds.
That was a poor kick then to Jonathan Brown. Sat on his head, just made it too easy for Santana or Helton to come over the top and smash that away. Power's gone forward. Russell's still picking him up.
You speak about power. Russell's done the job on Stanton, Bateman and Harvey in his 3 matches today. He's done a terrific job on power tonight.
Good scalps.
Just 6 and 5 for power. Simpson had an explosive second term. Kicks to Whitnell. Held on to. No free kick. Adcock. Whitnell did very well. Really well. Just a hook to fall forward. Favola. Not quite. They were 2 of the heroes, weren't they? A couple of years ago against West Coast in the final here, when Carlton came storming home.
Just one out, hurry up. Thank you, straight away.
Copeland to bring her back in.
Play on, not 20, play on.
Merritt. Interesting kick. No hope there of it being 20. Adcock releases Sherman. Sherman. Well, brilliantly done by Thornton. Sherman tried to go over the top, and as a result, Stevens a chance to punish that. That was the worst decision since New Coke.
That's twice already in this last quarter. The ball's been intercepted. The players trying to loop a handball over the top. They just look like they've lost their structure on those kick-ins too, those point kick-ins. They're the Brisbane Lions. The sides are well versed. They know generally exactly where they need to take the ball to get it out of that defensive part of the ground. On that occasion, they look lost, and things are starting to look pretty miserable here for the Brisbane Lions.
Right back, mate.
So Nick Stevens, the leading possession getter on the field today. He's already won a Michael Tuck with Port Adelaide. No player's ever won 2 Michael Tucks. Perhaps Nick might be the first tonight. He'd be in the mix. Oh, that was hard on Moody. And the Blues with a big lead here. Moody still really in pain. Sherman. It was his mistake, I guess, that cost him there. Fixed it a full forward. Oh, beautiful mark in the front.
Almost handballed it off then to Harding. This is the second bump he's copped in this last quarter.
Right.
I still think he might have been getting over the first one. That's a solid bump there by Thornton. Just a good, solid hip and shoulder.
Can one bump sort of even it out and help the first?
Not if you get them on the same side.
Well, they've got to kick this, obviously. Brown, he missed a pretty easy one in the second. He's got it, and there's still some hope. How's he gone tonight, Tim, do you reckon, Brown?
He's looked rusty, but he's gone okay. Still a lot of enthusiasm out there for the Brisbane Lions, so that's a good sign. All the players ran over to Jonathan Brown after he kicked that goal. I reckon Lee Matthews, at 3/4 time, he would have gone to Sherman. He'd only had 9 possessions. He said, we need more out of you in this last quarter. Power is shifted forward. He'd be hoping to get a couple of goals or a couple of assists. Blackie still wants more from Riscatelli. And, of course, Jonathan Brown, who's been a wonderful leader in his own way tonight.
Margin 23 points. Still plenty of time. Moody in the foreground. Number 10. Having to work pretty hard in this term so far. Stevens, though, out of the middle. As Moody was arriving, kicks inside the forward 50. Whitnell goes after the crumb. Did enough. Stevens dragged down. Good tackle front on by Brennan.
No chance. Picked it up, tackled straight away. Thanks, Nick. Well done.
That was a great tackle there by Brennan. He wrapped up Stevens. He wrapped up the ball, took him to ground. Solid work.
Umpire tosses it up. Wood over the top. They have that slap away. Murphy right on the boundary line. Just tugs it across the 50, skirting the perimeter. Sherman took the mark. Sleight of hand. Adcock got it from Wood. They run it towards midfield. Long kick from Fixter. Under the chest of O'Halpin, who runs away from defence. And that is a beautiful kick by the Irishman. Well, almost centimetre perfect. Stevens had it knocked away at the last possible moment.
Let him up now.
So that was great work by the other Irishman on that occasion. Begley just got his hand in just enough to tip the ball off there. Stevens, the top possession getter on the ground with 20.
Averaged 23 in the regular season last year, up from 22 the previous year. He's got it again. He's got it again. Nick Stevens.
Back to him.
He kicked a wonderful goal up the boundary last week late in the game.
Just here. Nick.
He's looking
Nick, back around where you
pretty
were.
tired.
Yeah, right on it.
That was good play then, again, by Cameron Cloak. He's just been able to use his bulk and his body just to manoeuvre himself inside Wood and Bo McDonald tonight, just enough to get the hand on the ball.
That's a veteran play. Stevens taking a bit of time, trying to regain his composure. Didn't get enough time because the kick wasn't that flash. Sherman, who's been quelled tonight after a good start close to the boundary, and this man has really had to battle. Luke Power, so far tonight, just 12 possessions. Well done, Jordan Russell, number 2. Mark that name down.
And a goal to Russell as well when the Blues needed it. He was really upset with Matt Stivick a moment ago. Umpire number 9, Luke Parry, felt that he got in his road when the ball was going forward and stopped him getting a mark. Brennan. Stevens with him. Just flipped it out the back, fixed high. He'll get a free kick. Just feel like Carlton are a goal away from really being comfortable, don't you?
This is where they need to show some more enthusiasm and organisation, though, deep in their own half here, and they're too slow getting the ball out, which is a really good sign for Carlton in this last quarter.
So Fixter tries to go long, and he does to Wood at centre wing, had a second go. Brown was with him, and now O'Halpern can't break the tackle, but gets the handball to Stevens. Centering kick across the face of goal for Vola, leaning back, falling. Merritt and Fisher with him, and Merritt bumped over the line for a boundary throw-in.
He's so raw, O'Halpern, but there's a lot to like about his athleticism. Even tonight, at different times, he's lowered his colours to Jonathan Brown, but he's such an athletic big fellow.
Betts out of the congestion, hurried kick. Fixter stifles the bounce. Riscatelli, was he pushed in the back? He battles on, and that ball's not coming out.
Thanks, lads. Good footy. Thanks, Andrew.
Carlton 82, Brisbane 59. Under 13 minutes remaining in the NAB Cup of 2007. Cloak was over the ball momentarily. I'm not sure it's Begley's to knock out.
Do your best to knock it out, lads. Try and knock it clear.
That's where Cloak's been good.
A lot of players around the football right now.
No, staging for
Harding going to ground. Moody hoping like heck nobody bumps him again. Jarred out of there. Thornton's got it from 40 metres. Vacant square wide of the marker behind.
That's the best result for the Brisbane Lions. Gives them a chance to set themselves up. They had most of their numbers in the back half then, or just about every player was over the centre line then.
They had nobody forward at all, Tim. In fact, nobody really outside the defensive 50. So they needed time to get numbers back.
Too slow here.
Well, this is what we saw early in the match, didn't we? So Fixter wide, and Brown is prepared to work hard as always, but he's a long way from home.
Still slow, still being held up on the wing.
Riscatelli ran hard for him.
Thanks, Jared. Jared, hold it there.
They've only been inside their attacking 50 on one occasion this last quarter. Still slow movement.
And the Blues have been inside 6 times, Tim. So Riscatelli, a bit of a hope and pray. Now Brown again. How good is Brown? I mean, he's passed to Riscatelli. They've waited for him to come back. And then from 60 metres, leans back, goes to Johnson and gets him. Jonathan Brown took about a one-man band.
You know, he lined up to kick that ball to Johnson before Johnson even took off. That's the fat side of the ground. That's where the space was. All the players had congregated on the other side of the ground. Johnson took off. He did not have to move then. He's just got a great pair of hands, Jonathan Brown.
Remember, the Cats came from a fair way back. They were 13 points behind Adelaide last year. Johnson kicks this. There's still a hope.
Got it.
So they keep nagging away, don't they, the Lions?
They haven't gone away yet, Bruce, but their ball movement was very slow on that occasion, and Jonathan Brown took the ball up on the wing. They had to wait until he got back down almost inside 50 to direct the ball back his way, but as soon as he took that mark, he knew precisely what he was going to do. Johnson was deep in the goal square. As soon as Brown turned, he took off to the fat side of the ground where the space was, and that was a terrific delivery.
With the margin, 2 super goals, as you can see.
Gun the footy. Get the eyes up.
And they gave 2 away with 50-minute penalties. Factor those in. Ackland with a big run, hooks it down like Polly Farmer. Stevens, very slick. Koutafidis coughs it up. Harding got through. Riscatelli in trouble. Taken down by Thornton. Koutafidis. Brilliant second effort. Scotland around the outer side. Coming to meet it, Fisher. Chance behind for Kennedy. Slick hands. Brilliantly done. Carazzo. Probing kick. Going back for Bowler. Well done, Merritt. Coming back on the angle. Got a fist on it. And knocked it out of bounds.
He did exactly the right thing there, Merritt. He had to make that ball go over the boundary line or through from behind. Wasn't sure what he was backing back into, but that was a wonderful bit of defensive play.
Boundary throw in. Out of mid-air by Wood. Heard the call. Fixter falling to the ground. Releases a teammate, Riscatelli. Comes out towards the boundary. Finessing is Brown. Jonathan Brown and his band of renown. They're trying to get back into this one. They still trail by 18 points.
Just watch this here by Wood. That is a clever bit of play there by Wood. Unusual, unconventional, but clever.
Play on, got his kick. Knock it out, knock it out.
Houlihan. Lappin at half-back. Betts has been quiet. Well done, Adcock. Very well done.
Used his body well, didn't he? No hands in the back, just to push with the side.
Just reckon the next 2 or 3 minutes, they're going to tell us whether Brisbane can win or not. They're still in with a chance. Fixter. Off balance. He's coming back.
As he kicked it, in the back as he kicked it.
Coming back to Fixter.
Robbie, just get out of the way. He's got the free.
Look at Brown take a big grab here.
He actually had the right idea then, Fixter moving the ball on quickly. Spare player inside.
Which is Rowe. It's a congested forward line. Johnson provides a target. He's kicked a couple of goals tonight.
Just kick it to the top of the square.
Power wide. Good hands. He's still 60 away. Squeezes to Brown. Gee, the percentage is below there, and it was Thornton and not O'Halpin who was with Brown.
That was so low, Bruce. What he should have done was just kick the ball to the top of the square. There was a 3-on-3 in the goal square, and then just allow the contest to evolve and just see whether or not they were able to pick up anything at ground level.
Ackland McDonald. Black on his wrong side. Can't quite get any purchase. McGrath had a super second term. Well played. Thornton had the advantage of the height, but he belted it away. And the Blues at the moment are holding pretty tough, aren't they? And they lead by that 18-point margin.
It's like a tug of war.
Get the arms up! Get them up!
Thrown in. McDonald reaches over the top, knocks it down. Copeland overran it. Riscatelli feeds it back. Stella, who's played well. Probing kick down towards full forward. Clever mark by Brown. Well, kick it down there. And here's the chance to win you this game.
Just the strength of Brown on that occasion. I thought he was on the wrong side of where the ball was going to drop.
Rusty early, but now marking everything within range, and he kicks the goal.
Anytime they can isolate Jonathan Brown and Satano, we just see that that's just brute strength. I mean, there's nothing else apart from brute strength there. And Jonathan Brown just pushing Satano out of the way and saying, okay, that's where the ball's going to drop. I'm going to push you to that side. I'm protecting where the ball's going to drop. And that's a simple mark in the end.
Come back, guys.
David Swartz.
You really appreciate how hard Jonathan Brown is working down at ground level. O'Halpin is struggling to keep up with him at the moment. For a man who's missed so much footy, wonderful, wonderful endurance.
3 goals to 1-2 in this term, so they've taken it from 22 to 12, the Lions. They're with a chance. Stevens very good to Scotland. Rose given the free kick away.
Misread the flight of the ball then. He was in the perfect position. The ball was always going to go over the top, but he just pushed into the Hartlett then. Simple free kick.
So Adam Hartlett. He is a long kick for Vola. Got it. I think everybody was surprised at the distance that Hartley was able to get there. He's kicked it 55 metres, and Favola, standing basically, put up his hands.
Just here.
So Brown at one end, Favola at the other. He's kicked 4 for Favola. It's been a tidy return, hasn't it?
Merritt was having a conversation there with the umpire, and I think what he was saying was that he received a push in the back. Let's just watch this closely again. Hartley kicks the ball deep. It does travel further than what the players think. There's a hand in the back. If that is paid to the letter of the new interpretation of this law, that is a hand in the back there from Favola. There it is. Just pushes Merritt out of the contest.
So 2 of the superstars of the AFL exchanging goals. 71 plays 89. Carlton still in control. Power feeds it wide. Black, the 2 veterans. Black could have been pushed in the back, falling to the ground, gets the hand pass away. Hamill's kick, showing courage, was Power diving in to try and retrieve that kick. It only went about 5 metres. Fingertips to it from Betts. Lurking behind Adcock. Got it away to Stiller. Now Sherman. Brisbane start to run. Not done with yet. Black goes to half forward. Brown again. Brown's taken the mark right on the 50. 9-point play if he decides to go for goal. Doesn't. Goes to a co-captain in Johnson for 6 points.
You take off with some confidence if you see the ball in Simon Black's hands coming out of the midfield too. He just used that ball beautifully there, just placed it nicely to Jonathan Brown. What a last quarter he's playing.
Johnson, right behind him, tugs it left, misses by quite a margin. And you just wonder what the Brisbane selection committee and hierarchy are thinking about this 5-man captaincy rotation. I just get the feeling Jonathan Brown may have grabbed the title alone tonight.
I'm sure everybody's going to be talking about it. I'll put 5 cents in. I'm going to be Black and Brown.
I wouldn't go past Brown. I don't think you need more than one skipper when you got a bloke like that in your side.
Sounds like a Tarantino movie.
So the Blues still let off there with Johnson's miss, but it was Black to Brown to Johnson, wasn't it? 3 of the greats.
Here's a conversation that's taking place after that last goal, the kick by Favola. Merritt's just reminding him he did push him in the back. He was right too.
Sherman to Harding.
Very smart here.
Johnson. Now Brown running back to the goal square to Sherman. Loves a goal, as we said. Shouldn't miss. He's hooked it. Can't believe it. He is a deadly shot for goal. He kicked the first goal tonight and he's missed a sitter. And that really has been the story of the night a bit. That's what Lee talked to David Schwartz about at 3/4 time. They'd missed a few. Well, they've missed more than a few, haven't they?
I would have given it to Simon Black then. He was on his outside, on his left foot in stride.
Had 4 more scoring shots. Brisbane.
Your foot touched the line. You're not allowed to touch the line at all. No, your foot was like that. You can't even touch the line at all.
Still enough time.
It's only millimetres, but there's got to be a border somewhere, and you're not allowed to touch the line at all.
Kick it in, please, mate.
Clearly on or over the line.
Just touch. It only has to just touch it still. Doesn't matter.
Umpire Vozzo giving that decision plenty of context. Tossed up, 10 metres out. McDonald laid it down. Sherman, Johnson scrambles it. Bounces in front of everybody and continues to run on towards the pocket. Brown, little Murphy took him on, front on.
Too high.
Too high, says the umpire in the crowd, and not get well. Okay, it's going to Murphy. I thought for a moment it was on Brown as being too high, and I was going to say the crowd would not accept that decision too well.
Mark's here.
So Murphy was the man who took the forearm, the tackler.
I'm with you, Bruce.
Out of the back pocket. Hartlett up very early.
Right over the top.
And the umpire's coming to the fore. It's going to be Moody's free kick.
Just getting back to that Brown incident a moment ago. Here we go again. He picks the ball up. He's tackled there by Murphy, and yeah, it was high.
Billy,
not sure what he's supposed to do there.
Murphy. Now Betts is away. Haven't seen a lot of him tonight. Storms through midfield, kicks for space. This will be interesting. Merritt one out like a man on an island. Favola snaps across the body. This one is bent back at the post. Live ball. Play goes on. Picked up by Hamill. Hamill goes short to Stiller, and Brisbane on the run.
And still alive. Just. That would have put them out. Terrible kick by Stiller.
That kick needed to hit its target coming off hard back.
And it hit the wrong target, didn't it? It hit Hurlahan to Simpson. Stevens for Vola. Was it touched? It was. I think it was Rowe.
Stevens hurt.
So Brisbane, we've really got to take a chance or two now.
Got Carlton tidy. They just need to move the ball quickly, reset themselves. Black's still running. Power's starting to get busy.
Needs a target, and probably a longer one than Hamill.
Carlton have clogged up the corridor. They're going to force Brisbane wide.
Copeland.
Back 2 metres. It's at 49. It's at 49.
Sherman.
Not off yet, Eddie. Clear it out.
Now can Adcock create for him out wide? He doesn't go there. Goes in short to Rowe. Gee, it's pretty close to 20. Stiller, high, Brown, O'Halpin, Black at the bottom, and it'll be a ball up. So Brisbane inside 50 need a goal from this attack.
Thanks, guys. That's a good result. They'll send Bo McDonald to this stop play. He'll contest it with Ackland.
There it is.
The Brisbane numbers are behind McDonald. He'll try and push the ball to space.
Big stop play this one then. White tries to feed it back towards Ackland, who is immediately claimed.
Thanks.
2 super goals the difference.
Thanks, Coach. Thank you.
Time running out now for Brisbane. Plenty of players around this ball. McDonald, by his own hand, clears the congestion. Going back was Gibbs, did well too. O'Halpin running out of space, measures the kick over the top. Brennan couldn't hang on. It's out of bounds and will be thrown in. And that would have been interesting because he's a long punishing kick. Had he marked that one, now talk of super goals, had some relevance. Clawing his way up the back of Bentic. Knocked down by McDonald. Ackland, almost the innocent victim of a drive-by there, was just lying on the deck and suddenly they descended on him.
They're going to manufacture something from this stop play. The stop play before, just further on, Bo McDonald smashed it forward. What can he do?
Brennan. Smashed away by the Blues. Murphy, well done. Betts, Adcock terrific. Power on the up to Adcock. This is a very important kick. Can Brown take it? He shoves his man out of the way and gives a free kick away to Walker.
Maybe 50.
Against you, Jonathan, you just push him straight in the back. Let's go, 50.
McGrath continued on with that play, then clearly after the umpire had blown the whistle, kicked the ball through for a goal, but now they're going to be put right back at around centre of the ground. Watch here, Jonathan Brown just makes too much contact there with Walker. And here's what they got, the 54. McGrath continue on the play. Jonathan Brown on that occasion, he could move him, but you're still not allowed to move a player in the back like that.
Hurlahan fancies his chances for a 9-pointer, and Fisher's got it. Fell into his lap in the end. He's been good, Fisher. He got the first 9-pointer tonight. He's kicked 3. He'll join Favola with 4 as the leading goal scorers in the NAB Cup Grand Final. He's got a bit of the X factor, this fella. If he's their 3rd or 4th forward this year, they're dangerous. Fisher with 4 goals, a couple in the opening term, and then 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 4th. So 3 6-pointers and a 9-pointer. That's a good night's work.
That's an excellent night's work. And if you can be the second or third forward and make a contribution like that, you'll guarantee yourself a spot in the side each and every week. They've been waiting for this bloke to develop for some time. He's a very smart player. He's good overhead. He reads the ball well. And if he can complement Favola, that'll be an excellent result.
Well, who would have thought it? Last year's wooden spooner, the only club with a chance now to win the $1 million bonus. In context, I guess that's a bit like a Leyland P76 winning at Albert Park tomorrow. Adcock feeds it back. Well, overkicked by Hamill. Simpson tracks it towards the outer side. Goes down towards the pocket. Favola's in front. And despite the best intentions of Merritt, he's taken this mark in 9-point range. He comes up gingerly, but this would be a fitting end. He's going at number 5. He hasn't kicked a 9-pointer tonight. And if there's any sense of theatre, this one, my friends, goes straight through the middle. The exclamation point.
Strong hands.
Oh, he's terrific. Brendan Favola. Even the Brisbane fans want him to kick it. Well, no, they don't. That's a behind. Not a good kick, but it doesn't matter. Carlton, their second NAB Cup in the space of 3 years.
And do you know the irony of that, Dennis? Since Dennis Pagan has been at Carlton, there have been 8 titles decided, 4 premierships and 4 NAB Cups. And after tonight, Dennis Pagan will be the only coach to have had 2 pieces of silverware. There have been 8 different winners going in, and Carlton will be the first repeats of anything, having won 2 years ago. So you can have a smile about that. But I guess the other fact that's not so good, since they won 2 years ago, they've only won 7 out of 44 home and away games.
A lot of humour in that box.
Well, bets at a 1. I reckon the coach and the president might have a big hug tonight, don't you, Richard Pratt and Dennis Pagan?
Yeah, I think he's on the phone to Barry Mitchell.
What's he going to do with this?
He's going to kick it long, and Brown's outnumbered 3-1. Couldn't quite. Halpin on the up. Stevens. I wonder who'll get that Michael Tuck medal. It's not an easy one, is it? He must be a chance, Stevens.
He's been good. He's been good all night.
26 disposals, Tim. 14 and 12.
Dying seconds. Wait for the siren. Carlton haven't celebrated much in recent times. Give us a celebration. Terrific. At the end, a resounding victory in front of 46,094 fans as we go down to Ricky Olorenshaw.
We've got Brendan Favola, great win with a young group.
It's a great win, great experience for the boys. All supporters came out. I think you can see the improvement in our group. Our young kids are going to be stars, and this is just a little step. So hopefully we can win a few games during the year and make the finals.
You finished in this same spot 2 years ago. You won the NAB Cup Grand Final, won the wooden spoon. What's different now?
No, we won't worry about the past, mate. We just look forward down to the Blues. So all our supporters will get behind us, and we're going to win a few games this year. We might shock a few teams.
Great, thanks, Bev.
Gee, you'd love to see him at the MCG in a big match in September, Brendan Favola, wouldn't you?
He's made for that, isn't he? I thought that contest that he had with Merritt tonight was one of the great contests in this game tonight.
Lovely St Patrick's Day touch. The 2 Irishmen, Con Beckley on the left and Santana Halpin on the right.
I'd love to get down and have a chat to Santana now, though, and just ask him what it was like to play on Jonathan Brown tonight.
You'd need an interpreter with those two talking to one another, wouldn't you?
He's going to be a good player, though, Santana at Halp. He's going to be a very good player.
And so's Beckley, I think. Yeah. He's come a long way in a short time, Beckley. He's on the rookie list at the moment, but I reckon they'll want to get him up. Gee, it's been a good month for Dennis Pagan. He deserves this.
He deserves a good month after what he's been through, Bruce. You're right.
It's great to see Dennis with a smile on his face and a big win tonight. David Schwartz.
Dennis, it's been a really tough pre-season. The last month has been amazing.
Yeah, they've done pretty well, our blokes, and we're really pleased. You know, they've done a lot of hard work, not only pre-season, but over the last 2 years. Everyone's bagged us, and the blokes are really starting to get a few rewards for all the hard work that they've done.
And what about, come walk out, what about 2005? Do you learn a lot from that after winning the NAB Cup and then winning the Wooden Spoon?
Physically, it's terrific to win these sort of games. We just have to see how we are mentally now, and I hope we don't get in front of ourselves.
What was the highlight of the month?
I suppose the last 5 minutes tonight.
Good on you, Dennis. Congratulations.
And Bruce, you touched on Richard Pratt before. I think the burden has been lifted. You can't underestimate his contribution to all of this. Suddenly they seem united. It's a terrific win for this football club.
And with Ratton and Bradley part of that team, all of a sudden Carlton are smiling. Gee, it was a good game. Very enjoyable game of fluctuating fortunes. But the Blues did it as they did it a couple of years ago. In the end, it was 97-72.
Rare sights at any football club, rarer at Carlton in recent times. They celebrate winning the NAB Cup. Dennis Pagan enjoying the moment too. Brendan Favola so good again tonight. The longer it went, the better he got. And finally, it was Brisbane beaten by 25 points by the Blues, who are about to get their reward as we go down to Craig Willis.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, just prior to the presentation of the NAB Cup for 2007, commiserations tonight to the Brisbane Lions Football Club. They won 3 matches to make it through to the grand final of the NAB Cup in 2007. I'm going to invite one of their on-field leaders for tonight's match, Simon Black, to come forward and say a few words on behalf of the Brisbane Lions. Let's welcome Simon.
Firstly, a big thank you to NAB for their continued fantastic support of the pre-season competition. Secondly, to our supporters when we come down here, you give us fantastic support, so thank you. Thanks, guys. And obviously to Carlton Footy Club, congratulations, boys, on the win tonight. You guys played some great footy and deserved it. Well done, all the best.
Thank you, Simon. Good luck to you and the Brisbane Lions in the home and away season for 2007. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it now gives us a great deal of pleasure to invite former Hawthorn champion and AFL Games record holder Michael Tuck to present the medal named in his honour to the player adjudged best on ground in the NAB Cup Grand Final for 2007. Michael, you have the honour of naming the winner of the medal named in your honour.
Thanks, Craig, for that. I'd like to thank everybody for supporting me after a couple of years ago, so we all make hiccups, but the winner of the Michael Tuck medal is Nick Stevens from Carlton.
Firstly, I'd like to thank the Brisbane boys. Congratulations on getting this far, boys. You worked hard and I'm sure you have a great year. To our boys, fantastic. We've worked hard over the pre-season. It's been great. To NAB, thanks for the sponsorship. It's a great cup. And to all the Carlton supporters out there, stick with us, get on board because it's going to be a good year. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Nick. Nick Stevens, the Michael Tuck medalist for 2007. It is now with great pleasure that we invite participants from the NAB AFL Auskick program to present medallions to the players and of course to the coach of the Carlton Football Club. And let's start. Number 1, Andrew Walker. Number 2, Jordan Russell. Number 3, Mark Murphy. Number 4, Bryce Gibbs. Number 5, Josh Kennedy. Number 6, Cade Simpson. Number 7, Adam Bentek. Number 11, Kane Ackland. Number 12, Matthew Lappin. Number 14, Brad Fisher. Number 17, Satata Harapin. Number 19, Eddie Betts. Number 23, Adam Hartlett. Number 24, and the Michael Tuck medalist, Nick Stevens. Number 25, Brendan Favola. Number 28, Cameron Cloak. Number 29, Heath Scotland. Number 30, Jared Waits. Number 32, Brett Thornton. Number 33, Ryan Houlihan. Number 34, Simon Wiggins. Number 43, Anthony Kudafidi. Number 44, Andrew Carazzo. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the senior coach of the Carlton Football Club, Dennis Pagan. And now, let's welcome the captain, number 8, Lance Whitnell. Lance and Dennis staying with us. NAB have been an outstanding partner and great supporter of the competition, which has seen matches played throughout the length and breadth of Australia. Let's welcome NAB Chief Executive for Australia and fanatical Carlton supporter, Ahmed Fahur, to say a few words and then present the NAB Cup.
It is my pleasure, on behalf of all the staff at National Australia Bank, to award the 2007 NAB Cup to Carlton Football Club.
I'd just like to thank the Brisbane Lions for a great game, well thought out game. Good luck for the rest of the season. to NAB for putting on the show and getting the sponsorship behind us. It's a great effort. To our sponsors, Optus and Dan Murphy's, thanks for sticking with us. And to our boys, it's a great team spirit, and hopefully we can use this as a launching pad for the season. Well done, boys.
Lads, congratulations to you and the team. Fellas, as you come up onto the stage, of course, Carlton are the only club in the AFL still in the running for the NAB and Toyota $1 million incentive. Well done to the Navy Blues.
And it's just the pre-season. How about that? One man who didn't get a medal, but probably deserved one, is standing by. That's Richard Pratt talking with David Schwartz.
Richard, is this the start of things to come for the Carlton Football Club?
Well, we'll certainly win a few games. We're going to win more games than we lose.
Is it great to be back? You weren't here for a while. And to come straight back into a premiership.
I was always here, but other people were running the joint, and so I let them run the joint. Didn't work out so well.
How long will it take you to win a day premiership?
I won't be here when we win day premierships, but there'll be somebody else here. I'm just here at the beginning.
Well, I'm sure every Carlton supporter is so happy to have you back. All the best.
I'm glad to be back. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Richard.
I thought we'd killed them when we won 3 out of 3, but now the 4th one. It's great. Fantastic.
Fantastic, Richard. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to Carlton. Congratulations to Dennis Pagan. Congratulations to Nick Stevens. He's played in 4 pre-season premierships at Port Adelaide and Carlton. And as Bruce mentioned, he makes history by winning his 2nd Michael Tuck medal. The scene at Telstra Dome. And this is just the entree. The Carlton players savouring the moment. And off they come. A lot of young faces with so much one senses to look forward to.